If you think that doing dive bomber push-ups, just like the Navy SEALs, will build a strong and lean upper body, then you're right. Which is why we've made this 3-phase series on how to do dive bomber push-ups with perfect form. This is phase 2, so let's get to it. Hey there, Coach Tyler here, and I'm breaking down the dive bomber push-up into 3 different phases that you can use to go from where you're at now to doing that first dive bomber push-up with perfect form. This video is going to cover phase 2. So if you skipped over the first video, go back and check out the first phase by clicking the link in the description below. Inside that video, I'll break down the first 3 weeks of this program and share the basic exercises that you'll need to work on to build the flexibility and coordination that you need to be able to do your first solid rep of the dive bomber push-up by the end of week 6. If you already followed along to the first phase, then let's go over phase 2 right now, where I'll cover the plan and exercises to use for the next 2 weeks that will help you build even more flexibility, coordination, and now strength to help you get that first dive bomber push-up. Now, just like phase 1, you should carve out 5 minutes a day to practice the exercise that I'll give you for each week. If you can do this every day, and even if you can do this twice a day, if you're really dedicated, it will make a big difference on you being able to do a perfect dive bomber push-up at the end of the 6 weeks. Also, just like phase 1, during each practice session, your goal should be to perform 1 minute of work on the exercise you're working on, followed by 1 minute of rest for 3 rounds. Okay, now that you know what to expect, let's dive into the plan for weeks 4 and 5, where I'll show you exactly how to do each exercise with perfect form. Week 4, up, down dog. This exercise is called the up, down dog, and I think it's one of the best exercises out there for strengthening and creating flexibility in your entire body at the same time. So, to do this exercise, come into a push-up position. Again, hands placed on the ground, squeeze the ground with those fingers really tight. Put your feet into the ground, squeeze your glutes and core. Now, you're gonna press into that downward dog, so bringing your chest towards your thighs, and then dropping your heels to the ground. And this time, as you come back through the plank position, squeeze the glutes and core, but this time, look up at the sky and drop your hips towards the ground. And in this position, don't let your shoulders shrug up and forward. Instead, pull your shoulder blades back and press them down as you look up at the sky and think about all to the top of your head. This way you create flexibility that's also lengthening your spine and not hurting your shoulders at the same time. So again, press to that downward dog and come back through to that upward dog. Press the shoulder blades back, squeeze them together, pulse to the top of the head, and repeat this for reps. I want you to inhale here, and I want you to exhale as you come through to this position. Final thing is, as you look up at the sky, squeeze your glutes the entire time. Don't let your glutes go soft the entire time, because that's going to protect your lower back and provide more flexibility for you in the up-down dog. Now practice this slow and controlled, and when it's time, let's move on to the next variation that's going to get you 1 step closer to that first dive bomber push-up. Okay, now that you know the exercise we're using for week 4, make sure you practice this exercise every day by doing 1 minute of work, followed by 1 minute of rest for 3 rounds. Then, after you complete your 4th week, move on to week 5. If you're enjoying this content and want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button right now and then click that little bell icon so you get a notification anytime we release a brand new video like this. Okay, let's move on to week 5 now. Week 5, low chair Hindu push-ups. This exercise is called the low chair Hindu push-up, and it's a great way to strengthen your arms for eventually being able to do your first dive bomber push-up. So, start with a very sturdy chair where you can put your hands on the low surface. This can be a couch, it can be some steps, a coffee table. Make sure it's sturdy though, because it needs to hold your whole body weight. From there, put your hands on the chair and squeeze the chair with your fingers. If you need to, you can put your hands to the outside, you can put your thumbs to the backside, whatever feels most comfortable on your wrist, but make sure your hands are active the whole time. Come into a push-up position, and from there, you're gonna press back into that downward dog style position where your chest is going towards your toes and your heels come down. But this time, you're gonna bend the elbows, trying to bring your nose towards your hands. And as you pass your hands, try to arch your back and extend your arms into a full up dog position. Now you're gonna keep your arms straight as you come back down to that downward dog position, and you're gonna create sort of a circle effect. So it's gonna come through, look up, take the butt back, come back to this position. So inhale here, exhale as you come swooping through that position, up toward the sky, and repeat for reps. So move slow and controlled. Try to focus on your form first. Practice this over and over again because it's going to help you strengthen your upper body to be able to do them on the ground and then eventually be able to do that first dive bomber push-up. Okay, now that you know the 5th week's exercise, make sure you practice that exercise every day by doing 1 minute of work followed by 1 minute of rest for 3 rounds. Then, after you've completed your 5th week, you can move on to the next and final video right here, where I'll go over the last exercise that you'll need to work on for phase 3 of this 6-week program that will really help you build the strength that you'll need to be able to perform a dive bomber push-up with perfect form. I'll see you in that video next.